I had a big day. I actually had some of you guys may have known about my Hunter Biden action figure. I actually had a Russian news team reach out to me. I almost missed it. It was my Instagram DMs, and I almost missed it because it was in junk. And so they were like, we want to come over, and like they came to the house and filmed me with the Hunter Biden action figure. And I didn't know that they were Russian till they like
see an action figure.
I did not know they were Russian until they came to the house. I didn't know, and then you know, I'm basically like showing them the doll. I'm showing them the little accessories that come with it. You know, they're taking B-roll of me walking down the stairs with the doll. Like I'm explaining what it is. I'm explaining like, yeah. I'm like, how did you make the doll? I was like, well, I didn't make it. Like, this guy Andy Masterson made it. He's by Philly, and I'm texting.
Very good.
I'm blow drying my hair. Like they're about to walk in the door. I'm texting Andy Masterson. I'm like, you really should be doing this interview, but they're here. Whatever. Like I'm asking him questions. Like, how long did it take you to make these? How many man hours? Like, you know. And
are you sure they weren't Ukrainian? Looking for some
assets.
Additional information.
They said they were Russian, and they're like, oh, it is very.
They asked for Coca-Cola.
They were very fascinated with Hunter's little laptop. They were looking and like
you like helicopter ride.
They were looking very closely at the laptop, and then they said, "This is not the real map of Ukraine." And they kept putting their camera like really close in it, and and I was like, so they shoot this. It's like I don't know. I guess it's a fluff piece or a human interest piece about me and my doll, and they're like, you know, people will be interested, and I guess they other news. Like I guess Russian news outlets can buy this piece from them and show it on their news. But he's also asking me questions like, do you know about like their Ukrainian corruption? And he's like, do you believe Trump and Russia had all of this, you know, corruption?
You're like, it's just about the doll. Just here for
and
the
like,
doll.
do you think we could do it? You know, would you make a? I was like, again, I did not make this. Like, would you make Trump doll with Russian, you know, accessories? And I was like,
I'll be straightforward with you.
And
that doll has microchip in it.
Grown men just zooming in, like just zooming in on his face, and I'm literally doing like this. I'm like, it's a serious news piece. I'm like, hey, I'm like, this is great. And I'm going like this. I'm like, look, and there's a shit stain, you know.
Can
like,
you make him bend over?
Yeah.
It's like communist Woody.
Yeah. In Ukraine, natural gas buys you.
I feel like Poland and Hungary, those countries are kind of calling my name eventually once we're destroyed with the
Poland sounds based as fuck, honestly.
Yeah, they went on and shit talked fucking Australia the other day. The Poland, what was it? The ambassador that it was. This place is fucked.
Yeah, and whatever that country is, it still does that old fucking like Christmas thing where they got the blackface dude. They seem pretty based too. Whatever country that is.
Whoever has a minstrel poster still.
Quick question from Brian: does the doll have a Ken crotch or a Hunter hammer? I mean, it's almost kind of crazy that I do have one of a Ken arm's length. But you know what? Since you paid $5, I'm gonna pants my Ken.
It's a Hunter before crack.
Oh my god, this is about to be gay. All right, look, I don't know if you can tell, but ew, I don't.
That's Hunter at 70 mil a year.
I would take, even though Ken's head doesn't match his body in terms of color. Like maybe he's been doing self tanning, but I would still go Ken any day. Like look at this loose arm from the 80s. Oh God, his underpants are caught in between under his legs now. All right, talk amongst yourselves.
Jesus.
He had a BBL.
And so I was explaining that this guy Andy Masterson started making these dolls for basically like Ryan and his buddies, because those are like, he's like, oh, I made them for all my favorite YouTubers. Yeah. So he made dolls for Az and Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers.
I've got one on the way. I'm really excited for. It's not Hunter Biden, but. Why did we make a Hunter Biden one for you though?
Because this is what I was explaining to Russian media. Is like I had tweets and like because I was like, oh, your dolls are so cool. I'm like, oh man, I would love a Hunter Biden action figure. And then it was this whole tweet thread of like, what accessories would he come with? And then everybody was like, chatting in the comments. And then he just made it. And then it got here in like a month. And he said it took 17 hours to make the doll and all the accessories.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
And
That's
guess,
manpower.
Guess how many people have hit him up to want to order a Hunter Biden doll?
100.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's 50. Maybe I shouldn't have phrased it like that. But like that's still way more than I thought. And he said if he had to sell these, they'd have to go for like over $150.
I love these fucking artists who are doing this stuff like against, absolute nonsense. It's him. There's a guy in LA who does all these like throw up things about Hunter and Nancy, like anything like anti-retarded. I think his name's Sabo. He got banned from Instagram and Facebook, and I don't know if he's like actually in jail right now for it. But Sabo is an artist in LA who does all these like crazy, obviously not woke, throw up pieces and stuff like that. And it's good to see people who are talented at Sabo, the faction, yes, do these like artwork against this shit, because you see all this stupid fucking woke artwork. And having somebody who's not a retard do it is refreshing.
Well said.
Not really.